All right, I think we're live. Good to go, ready to rock. Let's go ahead and get started here. Um, I want to just kind of like hop right into Formula One. The reason being is because today was crazy. I mean, it rained and rained and rained and rained and rained some more on Spa. So I was excited to see a race. Literally after everything that the break and everything. I'm like, yeah, everyone's charged up. They went on vacation. Everyone's good to go. Um, but turns out that was not meant to be. Now, after the qualifying yesterday, and Lando Norris crashing out, I 100% support the decisions of the stewards to keep postponing the race. I mean, they tried to do what they could. Hey, TS son, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah, I was just talking a bit about the race that happened today. It was rough. It was rough for sure. But I don't blame the stewards. They made the right decision. I am better than yesterday. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Look, it gets better. It gets better. Like as long as you're alive and kicking, it's gonna get better each day than the next. And I can tell you that because when I was your age, I was very depressed myself. And that followed me into my 20s. It wasn't just a phase. Like it was scary, but I got through it. Yeah, I mean, it's never an easy call to make. People, they spend their money, they want to see a race, and the event isn't really allowed to start. There's constant red flags, but after what happened yesterday, and even what happened today, like Perez was on his way back to the grid, and he crashed out. The track was just too wet, and this game doesn't do a good job of showing you just how bad that stuff can get. But the rooster tails from the rain spray was so bad. You know what I mean? Like unless you were in the front of the pack, like you weren't seeing shit. Like you weren't seeing anything. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I fully support the stewards' decision. I mean, they should have red flagged um, yesterday's practice too, because they ended up having to red flag it anyway after Norris crashed out. But you know, that was an opportunity for Russell, so I guess it worked out for him at least. Big fan of George, big fan of Norris as well. Um, but yeah, it was pretty eventful. Like 4 hours of just a bunch of nothing happened. Also did a good thing for my mental health and a really bad thing for my mental health. Elaborate. Is the man okay? Yeah, yeah. He's fine. He's fine. It was a pretty bad accident. He went to the hospital, but he was cleared. He was cleared to race by his doctor. So he was ready to race today, but they ended up canceling the race. So they just basically did a I forgot what the term is called, but it's basically where whatever you place in qualifying is where you end up. But yeah, he's fine. Perez is also fine as well. Perez didn't have nearly as bad of an accident though. It was kind of like a low speed crash. He lost control of the car. Like he just hit a patch of water, and he hydroplaned into the wall, pretty low speed. Still totaled the car, but Like the alternative could have been so much worse, and you keep seeing that kind of stuff happen, and then you just have to make that judgment call and be the bad guy. And yeah, there's people on Twitter talking shit like, oh, the stewards should be arrested. The stewards were just, excessive, whatever. It's like, you must be new to this sport. Like you don't understand just how dangerous this course is. This course has claimed people's lives. Antoine Herbert, may he rest in peace, died last year, I think. And there was a huge pile up in like a GT3 race, and this is not a safe course. It's not. It's got a lot of inclines and declines and opportunities where you can lose grip, and it's just not. It's just not ideal. That's good. Then at least he's alive. Yeah, exactly. At least he's alive. A little shaken up because it was a pretty bad impact. Like, I don't know if you can find it online. Actually, let me see if I can find a recording of it. I probably can't, but actually, let me see. Let me see here. Got that playback going, which I don't need. All right, I'm looking for it now. I don't want to show the whole thing because I don't know if I'm gonna get copy struck. If I don't know the sport, so I can't talk shit, my ass things. You don't have to. All right, yeah, okay, I won't show it. It's like the FIA can be a stickler. Like there's things you can show under fair use, but like with Twitch and everything, I would do better if I were to just like play a clip of it in a YouTube video than I would putting it on Twitch. Like Twitch is and understandably so. Like if someone makes any kind of complaint whatsoever, you're pretty much just left to dry, which is why so many streamers had to like delete their VODs when the DMCA shit started coming through. And it was pretty messed up, like just how they did it and how they were like trying to bombard people with these strikes. Just kind of ruined it for everyone. A lot of good videos that ended up having to be deleted, good memories that ended up having to be deleted. But copyright law is pretty murky. Like in some cases, fair use covers you pretty well, but then in other situations, like it doesn't. I mean, the whole point behind intellectual property is to protect copyright holders, so their IPs aren't stolen and people don't profit off of them. But can you really say that someone playing music in the background, on stream is an infringement on copyright? I don't think you can make that argument. But logically anyway, legally, of course you can make that argument. That's why the law is the way it is. But I think it's stupid, personally. But at least they're not as bad as the Olympics committee. Oh my god, those guys are evil. Like there really isn't a better way to get more people, invested in your sport than allowing fair use of like certain clips. I'm not saying you got to sit there and let people just live stream your shit, but Twitch was covering the Olympics and they couldn't show any Olympics footage. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Twitch is weird. I don't get it, and I get why, but there are situations where streamers don't get banned for many weeks. Yeah, that's true. There is definitely a double standard for sure. with certain people. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. Like there is a double standard with certain people. So I'm gonna say that no, we're not gonna do manual clutch. I can't do that with this controller. Um, but yeah, I'm driving. I'm gonna try to like simulate as much. We keep the racing line on. Braking assist is off. Should have always been off. But yeah, like there's definitely a double standard for sure. And I think like with the way that Twitch does it, you know, there's yeah, you're really feeling the wet now. But yeah, the way that Twitch does it, like you know, it depends on what kind of content creator you are, you know. And she's definitely gotten away with a lot in the past, like things that other streamers have been permanently banned for. Um, I also feel that this site is heavily biased against big-breasted Asian women. Like, if you're an Asian girl with a giant rack, you probably should not stream on Twitch because, you know, what happened with Velvet Seven. And then there was this other streamer that I saw was like starting to blow up, and literally, she was banned in like no time. It was the funniest thing. Did I tell you about my dad trying to find me a girlfriend? No, you didn't actually. So your dad's trying to hook you up? Oh. Yeah, this is so difficult with a controller. But the reason why I'm doing this is I kind of just want to illustrate just how difficult it is to drive in the wet. Um, and this is why the session was red flagged the way it was. Because professional drivers are not racing with assists. Like Formula One cars, you don't get the assist, you don't get traction control, you don't get ABS, you don't get any of those things that you would find on other racing cars or other road cars. Like, you just don't get that stuff. So, you know, I'm going like a lot slower as a result of it. But like, you can see how Norris crashed out. You can see how Perez crashed out. Like any little throttle, and you're starting an oversteer. You're starting to slide. And you know, it's all about TLC. Like the throttle is literally everything. But look at my delta. Just look at how slow I'm going compared to how fast I was going with the assist on, you know? And you try to pick up as much speed as you can afford to get. But then at the same time, like, you don't want your tires to lock up too much because you get that you get the balding, which you definitely don't want. So that's why I like tapping on the brakes a lot. Yeah, it's so difficult. Because you're trying to go fast. I mean, if this was a Sunday drive, then yeah, anyone could drive like that, but it's just not. That's not a good thing. We see my dad who wants to rush everything. He finds a girl that's 7 years older than me and playing Raid in my RPG, and she calls him this lady. I can FaceTime. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So your dad reaches out to a girl. She wants to FaceTime you, and she's completely in the nude. That is... I would say your dad is the ultimate wingman, but at the same time, like, you know, you're just trying to play Raid, man. You're just trying to play Raid Shadow Legends. Like, it's not... you're not trying to get hitched or anything like that, so... Oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I think I've made enough of a point. Like, this is so undrivable. You know, it really is. So like, it just puts everything in perspective. Like, literally puts everything in perspective. Off traction control. Then I had full traction, dynamic, full racing line type, 3D gearbox, auto, pit assist, pit release assist, DRS, and fuel assist are off. Even though I think I had fuel assist on, but I ran out of fuel before in the past. So, don't understand what that's happening. Shio, you should have seen the messages. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that because, you know, for a woman to be meeting you the first time and she's already naked, like, that's a red flag for me. That's a red flag for me. It's like, not sure, Dad. I'm not really feeling her. Alright, let's head over to Spain. Too soon. Take it slow, lady. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a process. Look, I love a attractive naked woman as much as the next guy, but like, if I'm meeting you for the first time and we're supposed to be dating and you're already showing me your tits, it's like, I don't know, man. One night stand, sure, go for it, but an actual relationship, not for me. Hi everyone, I wanted to send around an update on our estimated performance progress against our closest rivals. You can see the relative movement over the past few races in the attached graph. Any issues with that? You know where to find me, Carl. Alright, it's gonna be dry, thank God. And right now, we are leading both Drivers and Constructors Championship. And, yeah, these are our closest rivals, so this is where we are. We're still behind Mercedes, but we're closing the gap compared to where we were. I only go at my own pace. Only girl who can watch anime with me, play video games, and be there for me, the lady. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not asking for much. Like, sex is great and all, but after your 5 to 120 minutes, you know, you still are like stuck with that person. So dating someone because the sex is good is stupid. Because like, you're gonna come, and then after you're done, it's like, I don't know what I see in this person. I don't think I like this person. I like their body, but I don't think I like this person. Stretch and hydrate. All right.
new parts, and I'm happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, I'll be able to feel the improvement. So
Hit my lats yesterday. They're still sore. And hydration. I mean, I'm drinking an energy drink. I guess that counts, but it's not like the best for hydration. I would say.
give us some consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into the race strategy.
Yeah, like the forecast said it was dry, and then it's like not dry. And I don't know why I'm still driving like that because I have my assist back on, so I can just go fast. I still think I'm in Spa, but it is wet, so you're still gonna get a little slip. I don't care if a lady has a big ass, a big titties, just a nice face, a good personality. Yeah, exactly. The Asian build. The Asian girl build. Altu was the first girl I liked, but then everything ended with her. Yeah, it definitely sucks, man, but like, you learn, right? You learn, and you have just a better understanding of what you want. And on the flip side, you learn about red flags too. You know what I mean? Like, you learn what to look out for in potential partners that, you know, can kind of like head off some disappointment or let you know ahead of time. Hey, this person might be toxic. I might not want to get too caught up with this person. A buddy of mine just broke up with his girlfriend too, and they were like really they did it for a long time. You know what I mean? Like they were really good together, you know. And he was telling me like, you know, they got along. The sex was great, but he had to break it off. He broke it off because you know, she was too emotionally toxic. Like she was manipulative, you know. And you don't need that. You don't need that. I mean, she was a lot younger too, so you know she's still got to learn like what to do and what not to do, basically. But you know, the older you get, the better you understand what you want. Unless you're someone that just doesn't have any introspection whatsoever, then that's a different story. Because, you know, age doesn't really help you all that much if you don't actually take the time to learn and see where you went wrong and where that other person, you know, made you feel uncomfortable or what have you. I'm sorry to hear that. Sex is always great, but it isn't worth it if the partner is toxic. Yeah, exactly. It's totally not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much like societal pressure. At least in the United States, I can't speak to other parts of the world, but in the United States, like, you know, it's like a mark of shame if you're a virgin, and people will make fun of you if you are. Tongue in cheek, of course. It's like it's not the end of the world. There's a lot of people who are involuntarily celibate because of the pandemic and everything like that. But um, it's just something that people want to do. Like they treat it like a rite of passage, which in a way it is. It's like sexual activity is kind of like your official step into adulthood, except minors have sex too. So your real rite of passage into adulthood is student loan debt. That's your real initiation. Um, but yeah, I agree with you completely. Like, there's no point to it if the partner's toxic. But there's a lot of people, they start thinking with their dicks, and they get stuck in these toxic relationships. And a couple friends of mine were in that situation. You get with the hot girl, and then it turns out she's toxic and she's driving you crazy. You can get with someone that's a little less attractive, or a lot less attractive in some cases, and just be happy with them. You know what I mean? So, like, you choose. Attractive people, it's great if you find an attractive person who's also, like, down to earth, but there's a lot of toxicity, too, with attractive people. Because they know they're hot, so it's like, if you don't give me what I want, I'll just leave and go somewhere else. So, you don't want to be in that situation where you aren't valued. Alright. Car's doing pretty good. Especially on these mediums. Like, it's wet, but it's not, like, soaked.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Oh, okay, I almost lost it. Almost lost the rear that time. Nice. Alright.
We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
Yeah, don't plan on doing that. But I think I got a game in mind for you to try. It's called Dead Cells. It's a high-paced game. You can take it slow, but you can also have strategy as you kill your enemies. Yeah, I'm familiar with Dead Cells. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard good things about it. I don't know if I own it or not, because I could have got it in like a Humble Bundle package. But I have heard good things. Alright, so we did that. I'm gonna do a mid-session save. I wanted to play a little strategy on Sunday, kind of bring the Stratcom Sundays back, which I used to do like back in the day, a long time ago. But I haven't done it recently. But kind of raced out. So let's get Humankind up here. This game just dropped as well. So we'll go ahead and ooh, what this? This is a new fork scheme that just dropped. It's called Humankind. It's developed by Amplitude Studios, the guys that have been behind the Endless franchise, the Endless Space franchise, Endless Legend. I'm a big fan of theirs. I really love their work, what they do. So when I heard that they were coming out with this game, I already love their other games. I'm already a fan of their particular style of development, so I pre-ordered the game, and then the demo came out, or not the demo, the beta, and I loved it. I'm like, all right, I'm in. So yeah, if you're a fan of Civ, you'll like this game. If you're a fan of Amplitude, you'll like this game. But you know, it's different. Like I still like Civ, you know what I mean? It's just a different take on the 4X genre. Also get back on Genshin, get at 20 and get Aloy on your PS5 and get a bow as well. You got 2 days to join the Genshin Go. Oh really? Aloy's out? I didn't know she was out that soon, because I do want Aloy. I do. But yeah, I need to get back on Genshin. I haven't played Genshin in like 2 weeks. And before then, I hadn't played Genshin in months. Alright, so last time I played this game and left off here, we're still in the ancient era, and I've changed my culture to the Babylonians. So biggest difference between this game and Civ is, to me, just the way the actual civs work. So in this game, you adopt cultures as you progress through history. Whereas in Civ, you pick a culture and you play as that culture the entire game. So that already is just a massive difference between the two. Um, and I think it's great. I'm a fan. All right, we need to build us an obelisk. So yeah, they have a faith system, they have a gold system, science system. Like it's pretty much the same. Um, but it is disingenuous to call this a Civ clone because the 4X genre is it's a genre. Like it's it's like calling Battlefield a COD clone or COD a Battlefield clone. Like it's first person shooters are a genre of game, so it's not fair to like just write this game off as a quote unquote Civ clone, you know. And it's got enough difference about it to distinguish itself, as like all of the endless games have. Like Sid Meier's Starships was basically their take on endless space, and it flopped because it just wasn't good. Like compared to actual endless space, like it was pretty bad game. It had potential, but you know, it just didn't apply themselves properly. A melody for every occasion too. Crafting and then creating creating an institution dedicated to music in every city was an excellent idea. Performers produce refined, delicate compositions, and many pay for the privilege to hear them play. Music is a serious artful practice carried out by trained adepts. The strict classical musical culture is well established. So we have euphony as a result. So this is another big difference between the two. And it is essentially... Let me see if we can smooth this out. It's like I'm looking at my stream here and it's a little choppy. 8-bit, how'd you come up with your name? That's a good question. So I originally was known as online as a Amethyst, Amethyst 752, and the reason why I chose Amethyst is because I played the strategy game back in the day called Tom Clancy's End War, and in that game there was like a faction, European faction that had a helicopter unit called Amethyst, and when I was doing the European campaign, like Amethyst was kick-ass. Okay, that thing would go up against anyone and just chew its ass. So when I wanted to change my gamer tag from Hero UE 752, because I'm a big Gundam fan as well, I went with Amethyst 752. So I kept the 752 from Hero Yui and just ported it over. And then I wanted to change my name again, and I just decided to go with 8-bit because I'm a boomer. I grew up with 8-bit games. Like my mom had an Atari, so it just made sense. I had the original Game Boy with Super Mario World. And yeah, it just made sense. So I just dropped the 752 and put 8-bit in front of the name. But Amethyst, I've been known as for like the last 10 years probably. And I don't see myself changing it. I'm pretty satisfied with 8-bit Amethyst. And then, Amethyst also has esoteric significance as well, which is pretty cool. If you follow like spirituality and hot crystal mommies on TikTok, you'll know what I mean. The Amethyst has a special place in the hearts of spiritual people. And it's purple, and purple is the color of royalty since the Roman Empire, really. So it's got a lot of significance. It does. And there's also like a lot of girls that are named Amethyst. So people, when they see my name, they assume that I'm a girl because it's like guys don't call themselves Amethyst. I'm like the only dude I know with the name Amethyst. Keepers of the Creed. An unexpected rivalry has erupted between two temples in Babylon, each representing a different sect of Babylonians' polytheism, which is the name of the faith that I came up with. One temple argues that religious matters should be left in the hands of dispassionate men, while the other contends that only women, with their capacity for nurturing life, possess the necessary understanding for these affairs. These quarrels must stop before your inhabitants start fighting each other. Who should be your religious leaders? Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Alright. We're gonna choose women. Damn, my username was a mistake. Oh, was it? I thought you just kind of rock with the team solo mid Abaz. Like that's what I always thought your name meant. That you were a fan of team solo mid. We might be at the point where we can convert some cities soon, and my guys are up to full health. I don't know if we have what it takes to take this camp. Let's see if we can talk to them, because we might be able to be friends with them. Like it's 40 gold, but I'm only earning 3 gold per turn, so that's kind of a big investment. It might be easier for us to conquer them because we have the
Welcome.
Nubians.
What do you seek?
The Nubians, they are aggressive. I don't know if they're imperialistic, but they do like literally attack us every single time like we get near them. So, like I've sent my guys up there to do recon, and they literally will just attack us. So it sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, we can probably claim this territory up here. So I'm gonna start moving my guys here, and we're gonna like settle on the river.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated customs, rights, language, and beliefs. I do hope you're going to treat them well.
Pepela. I don't plan on treating them well. But I may, since they border with us. TSM was not a mistake, but Ibaz was supposed to be Kaiba from Naruto, and I messed up and wrote Ibaz, and I'm like, what a dumb name. No name aside, standing behind the name. I like it. I like it. Ibaz sounds cool. It sounds Arabic. So yeah, I would stand behind it too. Like it's unique. How many other people you know have Ibaj? TSM Ibaj is the name. Cause that's the main thing. Like you want to be memorable. That's what you're going for. 911, 914, 914, 812, 811, 7. No, I think we're gonna go here. So we created a bit of a logistical problem for ourselves. Alright. So the Nubians can absorb it culturally. I still don't know like how that works exactly. But
an enormous
we're gonna find out.
From mundane tallies of crops to recording the wisdom of sages, humankind now wields the most powerful tool of all.
100% of its industry and money output, as well as surplus food, will be converted into science for a minimum number of terms, after which you can freely deactivate collective mines. Oh, cool. So we can literally put like
Now, things that
everything
one generation
behind
learned
science.
can be passed to the next via something more reliable than campfire stories.
I am not smart enough for this game. Hey, no worry, TSM. I'm not smart enough for this game. I started playing 4X games around 16, 17 years old. So a little over 10 years ago was when I started playing 4X games. But yeah, there's so many layers of strategy, and like you literally, if you want to master a game, you have to put thousands of hours into it. Or go on YouTube, because there's like super smart people that will tell you basically how to play the game, and that'll allow you to like fast track the integration process. Because once you like, okay, so this game looks super complicated, but it's not, and I know that makes like no sense, but allow me to explain. So 4X games are, the reason why they're called 4X games is it's explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate, right? That's why it's called a 4X game. Basically, the way these games work is that it's all predicated on mathematics, right? So you see these numbers. All the numbers in the 4X game mean something. So, for example, this I want more of. This I want more of. This I want more of. So like most numbers you see, you want more of. This I want less of, right? Because this is the time it takes to get to the next level. Did you start from Ooga Booga Caveman? Yes, I started from the cavemen. We were nomadic tribes. And that's your prehistoric period, and then you move into the ancient era in which you start settling. So once you settle your first city, that's when you make that transition from cavemen to civilized men. But yeah, that's basically what you have to look out for in the 4X game. So like these numbers here. These are the 4 metrics in every 4X game that you play that you need to pay attention to. You want all of these numbers to be as high as possible. Okay? You want as much as you can get. So every decision that you make in the game needs to focus on getting these numbers up. Whether it's going to war, whether it's building new cities and new settlements, whether it's building mines or whatever. Like you want to get these numbers up as high as possible. And if your numbers are higher than everyone else's numbers, you advance in the game faster. So if you think about 4X games in those terms, it's a lot more simple and less complex, because it's easy to get like confused by like all of these different fields and menus and things like that. It's like what the heck's going on? Like what does all this stuff mean? But you just break it down. Bit by bit. That's the way that you want to go, and try not to overextend yourself. So this is our tech tree, and every 4X game has a tech tree. You need a tech tree, and I'm kind of just YOLOing, just hitting text as I come. Ideally, you want to have a strategy. So if you're going to position yourself for food production, you need to focus on food-friendly text. If you're a science-focused civ, then you're going to focus on science. I am a science-focused civ, so like researching philosophy makes sense for me to do it. But if I was a military guy, I'd be investing in organized warfare, standing army, mountaineer warfare, these things here at the bottom, fortifications. So your technologies and the way that you go in your tech tree is super important, because you have to specialize in that area. That's kind of like part of what makes your strategy work, because the AI is also doing the same thing. So you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, whatever you are trying to do, stays at least one step ahead of the competition. So I've got to wait, I think, one more turn, and then I can start getting my yields back. So this is another thing that you won't see in other Forex games. Each culture has like a special skill, so to speak. Each type of culture. So, going with the Babylonians or knowledge-based culture, they have a special skill called collective minds, in which you select the city, and for 5 turns minimum, all the yields go towards science. And then other types of civs will have different, special moves or abilities as well that you can use. Terror of the Bovines. The Empire is mired in tradition and beholden to the past, but no city is more unenlightened than the metropolis of Babylon. In this superstitious place, where hearsay and myths run wild, farmyard animals are now being put on trial for crimes. After a herd of cattle was sentenced to be burnt on the pyre for conspiring against the Empire, one wealthy landowner has had enough. Now he petitions you to intervene. What is your stance on the judgment? So, I'm not really doing faith focus, so I'm not going to pick concur. So we can choose scorch, or we can choose overturn. Since I am focusing on science, we're going to go with scorch, and we're going to move away from those superstitious beliefs. This is something that Amplitude does very well that no other game has done. Firaxis with Civilization Beyond Earth has tried to add quest lines to their game. It wasn't as well implemented because it's something that they don't really do, but this is what Amplitude's good at. And so it's not just a strategy game, like a lot of the other ones out there. There's actually a story. You feel connected with the development of your empire, and the development of your people, because of the fact that these quests exist. And the decisions that you make have an impact on your empire and how it develops, and what perks or detriments that you get. So if you play Endless Space, it's going to be the same thing, which is super cheap. So if you wanted to, if you're a sci-fi fan, you like space, and you want to try a Forex game, I would highly recommend Endless Space, because you can get Endless Space 1 and 2 for super cheap on Steam, at least. We need to raise more money though. I'm gonna see. I do want to go to war with them, but we're already trading luxuries, so there's really not much. And she's actually further ahead than me. She's got twice my fame score, so it would probably behoove me to either attack them now or to make nice with them. BRB, gonna switch to my PC phone. It's not pod because I'm lagging. Alright, man, no worries, no worries. With the ability to hew rocks in precise blocks held together by motor, buildings can last centuries instead of years. Yes. Alright, and then now we're gonna focus on warfare. We're gonna make a shift. Okay, so we just need to obtain 15 technologies. Act nice and do what Brocanes do best. Have them hoes in the back. Exactly. You already know. That's pretty much how most Forex games are played. Now for me, I'm not a brutally efficient kind of player, which hurts me a lot. I try to play the game making choices and decisions I would in real life, right? So I don't treat it like a game. It's just more fun to me to play it that way. But yeah, ideally that's how you want to play. You want to be as aggressive as possible. That's not to say I don't do, shady shit, but I'm not nearly as efficient as other players. The art of divination spreads across the empire. Priests search for messages from the gods and animal entrails, the flights of the birds, the wheeling of the stars, and holy decoctions, and elsewhere. Now, however, the practices have become so commonplace, so bizarre, that the whole empire is sliding towards chaotic superstition. Even the eating patterns of chickens are being interpreted by military commanders. What to do? Alright, and we're going to go with reason. And that's going to boost our science again. So we're just going to keep stacking that science. And then we're going to turn off collective minds. That's going to slow our tech research, but it's going to get us towards our goal of just getting our other yields together. Alright. Yeah, we can find an outpost here. So we got 5 food, 14. So this is going to be a slow growing city, but it's going to be pretty high in productivity. So, alright, so we just built a new one, but it is pretty close to the Nubians. The Nubians have settled here and here, and now we've got a couple of independent peoples to the north, which we can either convert or conquer. Let's go and bribe them and see. So someone else is gifting them, and it's not the Nubians, so it's probably a third society that we've seen. I mean, that we haven't seen yet. And sometimes the independent peoples will attack you. Alright, let's explore this area over here. Conquer the weak. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's literally, the Empire
and
mode.
Respect for authority. Good. Just be careful of fanaticism.
Alright, so we got 100 score for building a holy site. And the Nubians are first, and that just put me in second. So even though the person in third place has 4 stars, but we just need to research 5 more technologies. But I'm spending all of my aesthetic stars, so I'm probably not going to get that one. But building 6 districts is doable. And then there's expansionist stars as well. But it's expensive to attach all of these cities. I don't have the gold for that. Okay. We can probably hunt this moose.
Let's go!
Alright, we'll do manual battle and deployments.
For your family.
So, hunting animals can provide a variety of rewards, as you saw. We just got like 5 measly gold from killing that deer, but it's experience. It's experience, so. Alright, let's go ahead, have our guys heal. And we need to build another district. So, let's see. Alright. Builders District, Science District, Farmer District. We are missing a market quarter. I want to build it somewhere where I don't lose that much food. Because ideally, I would want to connect it to where, like near the holy site, but I don't have that option available at the moment. So yeah, you can build it up here. Because you're gonna lose a little stability, and we're gonna lose a little productivity as well.
Debate and discussion are not the pastimes of the idle, but the actions of thinkers and movers who will touch every aspect of civilization.
Okay, so now we've got the research quarter unlocked, which I thought I already had the research quarter unlocked. Alright, zone of control, ZOC, that's a common theme for Orcs games as well. It limits the movement of your units. Rady Lady and Destiny Child. You're talking about that the singer, right?
Come over here.
Alright, nice. So we can add these warriors.
Follow me.
Because the scouts are good early game. Like, they can fight a little bit, but
For your family.
you do want warriors. Alright, so we need 160. But we can build a harbor.
You have built a first harbor to construct and launch the vessels of the Empire. Time to stock up on champagne bottles.
Alright. So you can't advance to a new culture unless you know, like, hit your score. So we've got our first. We would need to build 6 more districts to get our second star. Get 24 pop. Earn 550 money. I guess have that in the account. Or destroy 6 military units. So destroying 6 military units should be pretty easy. We just gotta go back to the Nubians. But yeah, kind of exploring is something that you really want to do because you don't know like what you'll run into. Alright, so organized warfare has been researched and we are now doing all of the conquering stuff that I was talking about earlier. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go to war with the Nubians. Skirmishing with them is just fine, but I don't want to actually go to war with them. Because we're trading. And that little bit of money is good for us.
Over this way.
Yeah, you probably can't attack through there, so. With the Empire thriving, a new game hailing from a foreign land beguiles the population. Everywhere you go, the distinctive game board and pieces catching your eye. Insisting on a public demonstration, you play the game under instruction in your palace court, but the event has a sting in the tail. The game is reckoned to be a form of divination as well as entertainment. Gasps could be heard as the game's prophecy became clear. You are fated to lose everything. What will you do? Overlook, heed. So we can go superstitious, defiant. Well, I have the gold. We'll silence it. We'll just pay people off and tell them to shut up.
Rapid and dangerous, the Hittites. Get ready to hear the sound of chariots when you least expect it.
So now we've encountered the Hittites, which are to the east.
Greetings, Sovereign. Do you too believe that there is no limit to how high humanity might soar?
Okay, so looking at these archetypes here, they're militarist and they're cruel. So they tend to space out their outposts. We could potentially work with them.
So, tell me, shall we become closer?
Accepted. Welcome as a warm day in winter.
Alright, so we've got that done. And we have a new
Days like this, I'm glad to be alive.
a trade agreement. So I expect them to start buying stuff as well. As Adam Smith said, trade is the lifeblood of nations. So yeah. Alright, looks like we're being attacked
Let's do this.
by one of the independent armies, which works out. That's what I want. Actually, we're gonna have you guys on the flag. Alright, we need to take care of the archers.
That's not possible.
Okay, only swap during deployment, so we'll go in and we'll move you guys here. And you hold position. Alright, bottled up the archers.
Yes. Come on!
Nah, we'll have them hold. Alright, that was a good move.
Let's go.
Come over here. No fear!
Okay. That was a pretty good battle. But we need to heal now. Desperately. We also need to build this mine. And get our horses connected to our network. So yeah. Because we need those yields. And that is the exploit part of Forex. Because gotta extract those resources. Alright, so Nubians have advanced to the classical era. They're currently leading the game right now. But I still have a ways to go before I can catch them. Yeah, they were literally in the fog of war.
Charge! All together. No fear.
We're literally living on pixels. Alright, we got an extra star from that one, but I pretty much lost my entire unit. So we're gonna have to bring these guys back. I'm gonna need to build more. That's pretty much it. But we did get the arrow star. Alright, standing army has been researched, so we have City Watch and Swordsman. But I don't know if I've connected any iron to our network just yet. So, can't be sure. Alright, have you heal up. Alright, so Persians have made it. So that has to mean I fell to third. No, I actually fell to fourth. Okay. As soon as one player enters the next era, competitive spirit era starts to unlock for players. This category gets passively filled turn by turn for players to current era, granting new era star every few turns. Okay, so they basically get you back into the game. These do. But I'm gonna get my third star pretty soon. Skyview Station. Pog moment just happened. In FIFA teams 102 overall. That's amazing. My chemistry is 132. So is that like on a scale from 0 to 100? I'm not too familiar with FIFA. Alright, I'm gonna burn all my pop building soldiers. Some mercenaries are coming through. Hopefully they're not here to cause any trouble. Doubtful. Okay, got mounted warfare researched. We have horses connected into the network. Okay, so we hit the era goal, and now we can go ahead and advance to the next culture. So we have a couple of cultures to choose from. The Romans, the Marians. I'm behind on era score, so I'm probably gonna pick one of these guys. Because we're kind of behind. Not kind of behind, we're like pretty behind. If I stay with my current culture, I get a boost. But we gotta play catch up, so that's why I am changing over. But anywho, I don't know. Are we in the classical? No, not yet.
As urban centers grow, both ideas and sewage are generated at a record pace. Arts and sciences flourish as military tactics and mathematical equations become as coveted as physical goods. Empires struggle to control these intangibles, however, as some might trouble their stability. Looking for ideas? How about science and elephants? I'd say the Marians had a couple of good ones there.
Alright, so now we are officially in the classical era, which is phase 2. And then the next stage being
And now we have encountered the Maya. Those javelins are as unpleasant as their cities are wonderful.
Alright, so we're in a new era. I am going to stop here because it's getting close to dinner time and I need to eat. But anyway, take care, guys. Thank you for stopping by, checking out the stream. And talk to you soon, TSM. Take it easy, my man. And until next time.